Hello folks, welcome back. This is the Tinker's Construct Part 2 where we covered the smeltery. Once again, we're on Minecraft 1.6.4 and let's pick up where we left off. Alright, so we want to make our smeltery. We want to get into metals. We talked about how to make the seared brick with the making the grout from the gravel, sand, and clay. Put that in a furnace and you get the bricks, and we make the bricks. So let's take a look what we do with our bricks. Remember, the four seared bricks make the... we take the four and we put them right there. That makes our seared brick from the seared bricks. Okay, yeah, a little confusing. The singles versus the block. Pardon. Alright, so we have some parts that we want to make for our construction of the smeltery. The first one is for the controller, and that's simply the ring of the bricks. Makes that right there, the controller. We also need a tank to put our lava in, and that's the seared brick surrounded by, or surrounding a piece of glass. Again, you can look all these up in NEI. The next one, this is not necessary, but I like it, so I wanted to put it in here. It's the window, and that's the seared brick on either side of the glass, and that one's called the seared window. That way you can kind of look in without having to jump in or whatever. You will need this. This is the drain, and that's just 3 on each side of the crafting. Makes your drain. And the last thing you're gonna need is a tap, and that's just the 3. And faucet is what they call it. Sorry, seared faucet. And you're also, you're also going to need this one at least. This is the casting table, and that's simply the just like you'd make pants out of the bricks. I would also, if you have the bricks, make this one, and that's the invert, and that is the casting basin. The casting basin is like if you smelt up iron, you can pour it into that to make a block. Instead of having to make the ingots. Saves you time of making 9 ingots. You could just make 1 block. It's just quicker. So how do we build this thing now that we've got our parts? You need to do a 3x3. I like to set mine in the ground a little bit, but it doesn't have to be. Just a 3x3 on the ground. And then you're going to ring it with, let me grab some more of these. The drain, the controller. Again, if you sink it, you're probably going to need to make it double height, but it can be made single height, and then you're going to have to try and make some ground. So if we put that there, we're going to put our drain. We're going to put I'll put the controller on last. Let me put the tank on next. Put a tank again. As long as they're on the same level, it's fine. So I could put the tank back here in the back. I could put the control over there, and I could put the drain here. Doesn't matter as long as they're all on the same level. And then I'm going to put the controller on. Once I put the wrong thing. Put the controller on. Once I put the controller on, if all the parts are together, that will fire up. Okay? And then once you have the drain, then you're going to want a faucet on it to be able to pour this stuff out. Now, like I said, if you sink it, then you're going to have to dig a hole to put your table down and stuff like this. Just kind of, you can do that. That's bare minimum. I like to make mine double height. Twofold. 1, get up off the ground. 2, it makes this space area. This will only give you a 9 spots. So if you make it double height, you've got twice as many, obviously. And I don't know how high you can go. I know you can go, obviously, 3. I don't know if you can go higher than that. I haven't really researched. The 2 has always more than covered my needs on that. That's a good question, though. So now that we have our smeltery, let me talk about some of the basics. I like to put in the glass so I can see what's going on inside. You need to fill the tank. You can fill the tank with... oh, hang on. I was trying to move those out of my way. You can fill the tank with just buckets of lava if you want. Just make a bucket. Come up, right click, put it in there. Now I'm on Creative Plus just so I can show you guys, that you can put several buckets in. That's why my bucket is not emptying. It would empty. And then I've got one here. I left the controller off. Let me put one controller on here, because I wanted to show you when you place it how it goes into flame. Now what I like to use, you can use the buckets, but ultimately I like to make a portable tank for it. And with the tank, you just simply plop it up there. You can use a pipe to feed it. And I'm really messing this up for you. You don't have to have a pipe to use it. You can simply just plop it right there, take your wrench, right click, and it fills it up. And that's what I like to do. That I just don't like hauling the buckets of lava. The portable tank is so much nicer, and I tend to use it for all of my needs. You can that's part of thermal expansion if you have it, but again, buckets work fine. So what you do then at this point, now that you have it, you can put your drain on there, put your casting table in front, and you are good to go. Put your metals in here, they will melt up, and they'll appear down here in the bottom. This shows you how much fuel or lava you have. Now I've put a couple things in to make a pattern or a recipe. I have some molten obsidian sitting here on top. I have some aluminum in here. I threw in some iron, and those three things right there will make alumite on that. The books, once you start working with it, you'll have the first book, Materials and You. Then the next one is going to be the guide to the tools and materials. Again, it talks about the different tools that you can make, and the materials. The materials is the part I always use it for. If I flip back, it tells me what bonuses I get. So for example, if I use iron for my rods, I get a reinforced 1. Whereas if I use obsidian, I have a reinforced 3. The next book it gives you is the Mighty Smeltering, and this also covers how to build these items. Talks about the parts that you need. It gives a step-by-step instruction on how to go through it. But then it also, let me get down to it. I think I passed it by. I apologize. There it is. I did pass it. This also has your recipes for the different materials that you'll want to make. For example, the bronze, the aluminum, and then the alumite, which is what's in this one to my off to my right here, is 5 aluminum, 2 iron, and 2 obsidian. This one will let you then go on to, when you make a pickaxe from it, you can mine cobalt and ardite, and both of those are found in the nether. And this is going to be your like top tier material that you can make with this as far as tools at that point. So once you put the items in, you can then work with it from there. Now here's my normal. I like to set up. I have 2 casting tables and the one for the blocks. That's just how I like to do it. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video there, and I'm going to make another where we will talk about working with the smeltery as far as casting our very first tools. And the first thing that I always like to cast is to be able to make our bars. So let me stop there and catch part 3 for working with the smeltery. Thanks, guys.